If you're looking for your next FM23 save idea, then look no further. Today we'll be going through some of the best sugar daddy clubs in FM23. Now this doesn't mean that you're guaranteed loads of money, but it does mean the owners are going to take a little bit more care of you and give you higher funds when you perform well, and sometimes random cash injections. Now there's 4 different types of FM23 sugar daddies. I'll go through about 5 or so teams for each one to give you plenty of different save ideas. If you do enjoy this, then smash the like button for us. Any support is massively appreciated. Subscribe for more FM23 content and drop a comment down below which club you'll be managing when the game releases. So the first type of sugar daddy is a foreground sugar daddy, and what they do is they will just throw money at the club until they leave. Realistically, these are the richest of the rich. There's obvious names in there that I'm not going to count as my 5. In Manchester City, PSG, Newcastle, Monaco, all of these have foreground sugar daddies, but instead I'm going to focus on 5 that you might not have thought of that could make for fun saves. Almeria are our first club in La Liga, a club you might not have expected that have a sugar daddy who's just going to throw money at the club and help you out. Now I'll reiterate again, it doesn't mean you're guaranteed a massive transfer budget. It just means when you perform well or when your club needs a cash injection, they will likely provide it without any real hesitation. The next 2 are quite interesting. We've got 2 Swiss clubs, and you could make a whole save about trying to make a Swiss club a Champions League winner. Your 2 choices in terms of foreground sugar daddies will be Lugano. They're in the first division of Switzerland, as are another team who go by the name of, where are they? There we go, Grasshoppers. Also have a foreground sugar daddy who will help you out in tough financial situations. Maybe you'd like to take over a Ukrainian side and bring them to Champions League glory. Shakhtar would be a great choice with a huge stadium, plenty of history, great facilities, and also a squad filled with some very good young talent. You've got Ukrainian youngsters like Anatoly Trubin and probably the most exciting one, Mudryk, who has been lighting up the Champions League this year. These will be a great club to manage, and they've got owners to help you out. And our 5th team with a foreground sugar daddy is Hertha Berlin. They get given plenty of money usually, a huge capacity stadium. Try and bring the Bundesliga to Berlin with this club. You're going to be backed with a lot of funds, so hopefully you can turn this squad around and take them to the top of the league. Before we get on to the second type of sugar daddy, I'd just like to let you guys know I do have my own channel linked in the description where we have a Leicester save going on currently. We've just surpassed 10,000 subscribers over there, so thank you guys so much for that. But still, feel free to come over and check out the Leicester save. A lot of you guys have done and said you've really enjoyed it, so thank you to anyone who does that. But back to the video. The next kind of great owner that we have is a sugar daddy in the background. Now what these guys will do is they will give you a lot of funds to get out of the current league that you're in, but as you go up a league or 2, that will kind of fizzle out a little bit. A couple in the UK that you can manage would be Wrexham. The owners will back you financially in the Vanarama National League, but as time goes on, it will start to even out a little bit. Sunderland are back in the Championship, and their owners will back you to get you to the Premier League. We won't go into detail in all of these, but in the Greek League there are 3 huge clubs who have this kind of sugar daddy. You've got PAOK, Olympiakos, and the final one is AEK Athens. I think Greece would be a very fun save if you try and take a Greek club to Champions League glory. Any of these 3 would be great picks, and you will get backed by the board. Eredivisie club FC Utrecht are another club who have a background sugar daddy to help you out. The Eredivisie has been dominated by the same few clubs over the last few years, but maybe with Utrecht you can break their dominance. A very fun save would be to manage Football Club Andorra. These are a club in the nation of Andorra who play in the 2nd division of Spain. I don't fully understand the intricacies of how that works, but they are there in the 2nd division, and the board will back you to try and get that club into the 1st division of Spanish football. It could be a pretty fun build a nation save as well as you start developing Andorran talent at the club and try and put that into their national team. Maybe you can manage those afterwards with the youth prospects you've produced and try and take Andorra up the world rankings. Next, we have a group that we call the Underwriters. Now what these guys will do is they won't give you massive transfer budget, but come the end of the season, these guys will clear any losses the club has made and not expect you to bring those funds back into the club, which gives you a little bit of transfer freedom. The first 2 clubs I've picked come from France in the 1st division, the first one being Nice, and the second one is Rennes. Both Both teams are going to have the ambition of establishing themselves as one of the best clubs in France, and I think your job will be to try and topple PSG at the top of the French footballing pyramid. Vitesse Arnhem, a club that I have managed in the past, as you can tell by me having the shirt on the wall, are another club who have this situation of a sugar daddy. Now in real life they are struggling near the bottom of the Eredivisie, despite I think last season being in the Conference League. I remember they beat Tottenham in European competition, but it's not going so well this year. So your job will be to try and change their fortunes and make them the best club in the Netherlands. Another German club where your job will be to turn around their fortunes will be Hoffenheim. Again, they have this Underwriter sugar daddy, so what they're going to do is any losses, they will clear it at the end of the season without expecting that money back. The final club I've picked purely because I found their name quite amusing. It's Tractor Sport Club from Iran, who have a 71,000 capacity stadium, yet I've never heard of them, so something must be going on here. But either way, just to let you know, there is a link in the description to an article that has every single club, and in the Underwriter section there's so many to pick from. But Tractor stuck out like a sore thumb. If you want to go and manage in Asia, then this could be a real fun time. And for the final type, we have an Underwriter who, oppositely to the last one, will expect the money back after they clear any losses that you make. So they'll be hoping in the long term you can return all that investment they have made into the club, and the majority of these are Chinese clubs, so I'll show you a few that have this kind of Underwriter. The first one is Guangzhou City. We then have Taizhun Jinmen Tiger FC. One of the biggest clubs in China, Shandong, also have this kind of Underwriter with a 45,000 capacity stadium. They will be expecting to be one of the massive players in Chinese football. Changchun are a club in the same situation. And finally, we have Shenzhen, amongst many others. 60,000 capacity for these guys, 1,500 season ticket holders. You'll want to start filling those seats in that stadium, but I think Chinese football as a whole would be a very fun save. Obviously, a few years ago there was so much funds in it, then the rules kind of changed and the interest has dwindled a little, and Chinese football in a way has begun to fall off a little bit. So your job will be to come back, make Chinese football a real superpower in Asia, and then produce enough Chinese youngsters to make them one of the best national teams. It would be a tough job, but I think it'd be a very fun and interesting save as you produce Chinese wonder kids. But with that being said, that's a bunch of sugar daddy clubs. As mentioned, there's a list of them in the description down below. Don't forget to like the video if you did enjoy, subscribe for more, check out my channel linked in the description, but most of all, have a great day everyone, and I'll see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.